Thank you, everyone. I know I'm the last session before you and lunch, so I'll go quick. On a very high level, I talked to many of the operational leaders in our group about how do we operate. So the next 15 minutes, I'm going to take you what I call under the hood view of what are the challenges we have in terms of operation and how we're actually solving them. Hopefully that brings some learning to you. I know that's hopefully the idea that will actually shed some light. So the slides you see is the outcome. And I'm going to state the challenge and say how am I solving it. We'll do that in that format for the slides that's to come. To start, the numbers you see here are the accomplishments we have. 24 languages, 35 different currencies, and the different supplies we have. The challenge I have is I have to spin 24 plates in the air every single year. I'm adding 2 new languages to the site every year. How do I keep that balance and keep the quality has been the challenge that we face. The first thing we did was what we called the biggest glossary and translation memory have ever been established in the OTA industry. That took us 2 years. In order to do that, we're now able to automatically train our LLM to do 80% of the translation in a very effective way. And having that allows us to expand into a lot more product lines than nobody else have ever done before. So to look at it, these are all the different product lines that's currently on Trip.com. This is by far the most complex OTA you can ever see in the world. Why? Because majority of the major leading OTA are good at 1 or 2 verticals only. But we, on the other hand, can cover all these. And now, what is the challenge in maintaining all these product lines? The biggest challenge is what we call globalization. Meaning that how can you go global and even though you want to keep it localized? What do you do to actually solve the localization problem? And the main step here is to have core teams in each location and teaches you what is wrong with the application in that locale. And that has been our foundation in getting our product to the next level. So we now have localization teams in over 20 offices, and we're able to get the insights from our customers and also from our operators. We conduct over 30 multi-location user researchers every month. Okay, this includes surveys, this includes live interviews, this includes face-to-face discussions with our customers. And this is foundational. You need to be in touch with our customer. We used to be in a habit of just putting things out there and hope it will work, and it doesn't. And the core is to be able to get our content and knowing from our customer why is it not working and why you're not buying. And that insight is foundational to what we actually need to do. We are now also experiencing, in many leaders already talked about triple-digit growth in many different aspects of our business. That's very impressive. But how do we get there? What's the biggest challenge? The biggest challenge of triple-digit growth is to understand where the growth is coming from. You don't just throw things out there and expect things to sell. It doesn't work that way. You have to understand where the user demand is coming in and then able to tailor your product to that demand. And that demand discovery is what we actually put a lot of effort behind. We have a strong community, which you don't see in any other presentation yet, but we do, that provides honest and loyal feedback. And that community allows us to get the insight that's otherwise not available in some standard industry research. What do they want? Okay, these concerts, these boy bands you've been hearing about today, those are the ideas from our community. And having those and putting into our live shows, getting our campaigns, and getting into our multi-languages is where the foundation and engine is. Knowing the customer need by discovering how they are thinking and how they're behaving. In Chai's PowerPoint earlier, we'll talk about the Gen Zs, right? And what they're the main purchasing power now, and what would they like? And that is the foundation in our expansion and able to get to the next new level. Jane mentioned it again in our challenges, and to me it's a huge challenge, is how do you do the 30 seconds? It's so easy to say, yeah, pick it up. Or an easier way to do it, hide your phone number. This is exactly what other OTAs do, because you can't contact them. We do the other way around. We actually put our customer service front and center in our app, in any places you can find. And we still promise you it's going to be 30 seconds. And how is that accomplished? The first thing you do is you do what we call forecasting of demand. What does that mean? Is because we have 24 different languages, we actually know what type of question potentially will come online. Before we turn on a new language, we anticipate what the demand is going to be. We staff accordingly. Then you're going to grow. You're going to grow triple digit. And in that case, you figure out what is your highest volume of questions, and you find ways to automate that if possible. Okay? Once you have that automation, then you go to the next level, and you'll be able to fine-tune. So the actual number of calls come online actually drops over time because you're able to resolve those. One of the harder things to do behind the 20-second is sometimes we have to take inventory offline because, like Jane mentioned, is customers first, partner second. Okay? In order to satisfy customers' need, sometimes we have bad inventory, and that's the trigger of the call. And in order to make our customer happy, we sometimes have to do the hard choices. It's not about just generate some number. It's about giving the customer what they need. With all those efforts that I mentioned, all the challenges that we have gone through, what you actually see are these industry recognitions. Okay? We are being recognized by the industry as the quality leader in our space. We've been doing this for long enough that we're now getting rewards from different aspects of the business. It's no longer just being rewarded for volume. It's now being rewarded for customer service. We're being recognized as a quality brand. And this is the foundation of our being. We need to be able to provide quality service, and that's how we sustain, and that's how we get to the next level. So as James mentioned over and over again, quality is the foundation, is what we do. Now, with those as operation learnings, if I can then get into a bit more into the expansion learning, we are now actually growing so fast that we need to find different venues on how to expand. And this is foundational to our growth. So how do we accomplish it? First, we look at where is the main platform. The main platform is mobile, okay? It was mobile before, you talk more about it, but it's only happening in Asia. But because of COVID, many people are now trained to use their phones to scan their QR codes. So now everywhere, we're getting the mobile as the main platform. And because of it, what we did is to focus on it and be able to push our content to the next level. So we're now, it is one of the top app ranking OTAs in the world. Okay, that took us 2 years. The hardest challenge is getting the right messages to the right locales, and they understand what we're bringing to do, and with enticing content. So once you have that foundation, we now know the demand. Next thing we do is, how do we work with our partners? Okay, that combination of work between us, understanding what we know about our customer, because we put so much effort on a regular basis, knowing, talking, and really dissecting what their needs are, we bring that to the table to you. They would like to see this. In our mega sale, we'll identify what are the trending elements of their demand and be able to say, hey, can we get this from you? And we'll help you to package it because we are very good at it. From that point, I would like to say This is then the marketing element that we actually bring out. It's not just about putting a listing view, getting available on search, looking at the app. We need to go outside of the world and be able to reach them in any fashion and form. So in the inspiration side, we actually capture what users are looking at, what they're posting, and be able to take that content and merge it with travel in a very smart way. So these are some of the examples, if I may. These are ideas that we got from our KOLs, okay? They're looking into adventures, into outbound, and what they want to do. And from there, we package our offerings to give them what they need. So we go to our partners and say, hey, we have festivals coming. People are coming in and doing that. Can we have packages together and work in that way? We have new attractions that is actually more enticing than the traditional places. Can we go off-peak and bring people to the other locations? Or there are new contents out there that we can help you to market. Bringing this enticing content into our play is quite efficient and important to our customer. With that, this is the reach. You have to understand, in Asia alone, there are 3 billion, with a B, mobile users. But they are scattered in a very different group of platforms. Facebook is one of them. Yes, it's important, but it's not the only one. Understand your reach and spectrum and operate in them in a regular basis is very hard to do, but something that we do on a regular basis. We manage to operate in all these channels with our team. Okay, we understand what they need, and then we put the content out there to attract their attention. So finding the root, the source, the location of where they are, and then putting the content out there. Some of these names you probably never heard before, okay? Because it's not on your radar. It's on ours. We are here to help, okay? Help us to help you to bring in the right content to the right platform so that we can have a joint message and reaching our customers together. Now, in our creativity, I would also say, I mentioned yesterday as well, there is what we call multi-stage, multi-channel, multi-audience marketing. It's no longer just a search engine, get the eyeballs in, and then get conversion. That's the easy stuff. We're professionals, okay? It's a lot harder than you think. And the able to do it is you have to know what messages for which audience, and you need to put it in front of them at the right place. So the classic example we have is, even in Thailand, we play it two different ways. We do the jet bridge. Some of you have seen them, right? Those are just purely for branding, okay? We just want them to remember your brand. Trip.com, 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 repeat yourself, okay? And they remember it. And our partners come to us and say, oh, you're taking over Bangkok? No, but we actually put in a smart place so you remember us. But for the social element is, how are we getting the younger generation to pay attention to it? So Han was doing Tron 101, right? The first live hosting that we actually ever seen before, and we sponsor it, and we're getting a lot of exposure from it. So from that standpoint, what we do is we look at the different dimensions and different markets, what their needs are, what are the users, and then target our content according to those users. Right? So that kind of multi-segment understanding of the market, we can also bring to you. And I think that's very important for you to understand our capabilities is something that we can do quite well. In terms of AI, we mentioned it. I will just add one more point to it, is the AI is multi-stage. In turn, is the entire journey. They don't ask a question just about their initial pre-booking, where should I go? But they ask a question all the way to the end. And we better be prepared to have answers for every single stage of it. And that automation would actually take time. It's something that we are training across all the 24 languages that we do. And we are actually actively working on making that as automated, as precise, as rich as possible. So we'll bring in more insight to you over time. Finally, I would like to touch on the learning with our partners. There are a lot of partners that work closely with us, and one of them is our tourism boards. And this year has been the renaissance, if you will, of expansion of tourism boards. They're coming to us actively, they're engaging with us, they know China outbound is important, they also know that Trip.com is getting global. So we have some exciting campaigns and working with them very closely. And one of the examples we've been working with is the Turkish Tourism Board. We ran a number of campaigns with them, and we've seen fantastic results. And with that, I would like to bring out Elif from the Turkey Tourism Board to give us a little rundown on what happened. Elif, please.
Next, let's welcome Dr. Elif Bauza Fisinoglu, Vice General Manager of the Turkish Tourism Promotion and Development Agency.
Good morning, merhaba, ben Elif. Çin'e gelmekten çok mutluyum. Hello, I'm Elif. I'm very happy to be in China, ni hao. I have heard this song, which is a huge hit in China. The lyrics phrases Turkey as a romantic country, and it sings the yearning of Chinese tourists for Turkey. Indeed, Turkey is one of the most popular destinations for Chinese tourists. In 2019, Turkey achieved a historic milestone by welcoming a record number of Chinese visitors totaling over 420,000 people. Although this figure declined during the pandemic, Turkey experienced an immediate surge in demand from Chinese travelers as soon as travel restrictions were eased. The number of Chinese visitors Turkey hosted last year in 2023 climbed to over 248,000 visitors. And as a result of close cooperation with Trip.com Group and meticulous marketing work, our 2024 first quarter results show over 148% increase in the number of Chinese visitors, as we hosted over 77,000 people from China between January and March 2024. And our first target is to surpass the 2019 results and host more than 1 million Chinese visitors in our country very soon. When we look back, we and Trip.com Group have supported each other as close friends. Our strategic partnership with Trip.com Group commenced in quarter 2 of 2022, launching a marketing campaign that was called Go Turkey, which achieved an ROI of over 1.9% and a 22% increase in the Skyscanner searches compared to 2018 and 2019, which were also record-breaking years. After that, we launched a marketing campaign with Trip.com and Trip.com in the Greater China market, introducing promotional policies and showcasing the beauty and passion of Turkey, which resulted in a 3,170% return on investment and more than 30 million exposures. In 2024, we continued our partnership in Japan, Korea, and China market. And to date, we have achieved over 16% return on investment on campaigns and over 83% year-on-year GMV growth in China market. The collaboration between Trip.com and TGA extends well beyond joint advertising, representing one of the strongest partnerships in our industry, and we are enthusiastic about achieving our China targets with the valuable support of Trip.com Group. In the past few years, we have actively organized many seminars and salons together. We have explored product promotional opportunities and have promoted the contracting of local hotels and attractions, which is very important for our industry, as we have been listening throughout the morning sessions. And besides the China market, we also have goals for the global market, and we hope to attract 60 million travelers and achieve $60 billion revenue as Turkey in 2024. In order to reach this goal, Turkey transforms the tourism sector into a more resilient and inclusive structure with the responsible and sustainable policies that has been implemented in the recent years. Sustainability is at the core of Turkey's tourism strategies. And as you all know, GSTC, Global Sustainable Tourism Council, sets the most common and best tourism standards worldwide when it comes to sustainability. And Trip.com also cooperates with GSTC, as we all know, and our country became the first country worldwide to agree with GSTC on a government level, and following this agreement, we have prepared the National Sustainable Tourism Program. 2023 marked the start of our program, and we can proudly share that over 1.6 million hotel beds and over 17,500 hotels in Turkey are now certified and verified according to GSTC hotel criteria. And by 2030, we will have a 100% certified accommodation infrastructure in Turkey. And we are happy to see that a substantial number of international visitors to our country have stayed in these accommodation facilities. And they can be booked with Trip.com channels too. We will continue our sustainable cooperation and common development with Trip.com group. And I would like to thank you all and say goodbye and leave you with a beautiful video of my beautiful country. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your insightful presentation.